Hey folks, welcome back to Florida Food Forest. I figured I'd just give a quick walk around and see what's growing on here. This pumpkin, get that off of there. I think that's about ready. Yeah, that's a big old pumpkin. Hopefully that turns out pretty good. These are, I forget the name of it. I'll put it down in the description what variety it was or is. They're supposed to make awesome pumpkin pie, and pumpkin pie is one of my favorites. So I look forward to checking that out. Now this is totally awesome. The praying hands banana is going into flower. Hopefully you can get some fruit from it this year and we won't get torn up by hurricanes. And the fruit is right before we get in cold weather. Looking forward to that for sure. And there's another one right next to it, but it's not in a flower yet. Hopefully shortly. Hopefully shortly. Anyways, that's pretty exciting to have that come out. Never had the praying hands banana. I've heard from a couple people that they're pretty awesome. So I'm looking forward to that. Now this is totally awesome. Here's a lemon drop mangosteen I thought I lost in that 23-degree weather. I had it wrapped up. I thought insulated well enough, but I thought wrong. Because I mean, it just got fried. It was a good 4 foot tall and it got fried right down to the ground. But that's pretty awesome to see it coming right back out. That is really cool. So I'm definitely gonna make sure to protect this very well this winter. I have 8 other seeds I just started, and they're just starting to pop out. So hopefully I have a bunch more. Here's another one I thought was pretty wild. Here's an achacharu. Man, I thought I had this protected really well during that super cold weather, but the ladder blew over and the insulation got taken off of it, and I thought it was dead. I'd given up on it. But let's see if I can get that to focus. But it's coming out right there. That's really exciting. Of course, it's going to take a long time for it to get as big as it was. Hopefully I can protect this well enough this winter, and so we can keep its grow on. I plan on getting a few more and keeping them in pots though, just large pots. And when we get into the cold weather, I can take them in that greenhouse and keep them protected. A lot of that turmeric is coming out. Some of this stuff has been here for 2 years. I haven't disturbed it. It's getting pretty thick. And then I had been going through a lot and making a bunch of katut cuttings. Making a lot of katut cuttings. And that's white sapote. That's really starting to rock and roll. There's a Simpson stopper. Looks like it might be holding some fruit. There's a bunch that look like it fell off, but this is the first year that it's flowered and it looks like it's fruiting. So excited to try those. I understand they're not the best thing in the world, but still anyways, if it's edible, I want to grow it. Unless it's really nasty, and then I'll pass. And the pawpaws are looking nice. I've been trying to get them to bush out more without any luck. You see those tops there? I've been taking the tops off, hoping to force that growth to go down, but then it just grows right from the top again. So it doesn't work so well. Let's keep that in mind. It is getting a little bit bushier, but not what I wanted. Hopefully in a few years I'll be able to do that. See, I just go through and I cut the tops off of them. It's not really showing up well on camera for whatever reason. Phones aren't the best to record stuff, I guess. But you can see where I just take the tops off of that and then it forces more right from the very top. So, I don't know. I'm trying to get the Indian gooseberry to really bush out too. So I'm taking its tops off. Because I have to protect this better come winter time. I have to protect it better. So I have to keep it really short and really bushy. If I'm going to have any Indian gooseberries anyways. But man, that's such a sharp looking plant. It's really cool looking. I like the way these look. And they get little tiny thorns on there, but not enough to like really cause you any harm. Just like little pokey things. See if I can get one on camera. So they're not much of anything. Just a little pokey right in the bottom of that stem right there with my fingers moving around. Yeah, a little pokey, but nothing crazy. I don't care. It's a cool looking bush anyways. Again, there's that pawpaw that took 2 years to come out. I saw someone else recently on a forum posted about it took their pawpaw 2 years as well. So that's pretty interesting. I'm glad I'm not the only one. But these are definitely getting a grow on. I might be a little bit too far south for these type to fruit, but we'll see. I'm gonna give it, give it the best I can. This was really discouraging. My neighbors, for whatever reason, decided to go nuts with Roundup, and they sprayed it way over to the property here. I had a bunch of cassava growing through here. I mean, they destroyed it, man. Like, why are we spraying Roundup? This is 10 foot away from the property line. What are we doing? Like, why? It's not 10 foot under their property, but it is on this. Come on, guys, think. Have a little bit of respect for your neighbors. Just a little bit. Not saying you gotta like me and come over here and share breakfast with me, but just a little respect. They went through and sprayed the mayhaw. It had a bunch of little fruits on it, fixing to pop them out, but they sprayed it with their Roundup and dang near killed the stupid thing. I mean, it's just so discouraging sometimes to see people just so irresponsible, just so little care of other people than themselves. It's like, why you gotta spray that anyways? It wasn't anything crazy. And if you're spraying it, why is it like 10 foot over into this property? There's a bunch of cassava in there that's now dead because they had to go nuts with the Roundup. I was in the hospital when this happened. I left them a note on the fence. Hopefully they see it in future years. Act a bit more responsible. I mean, I don't want to have any enemies as a neighbor. Not anymore anyways. But I mean, come on. That's not cool at all. That mulberry I grafted together. That's pretty cool. It's approach grafted right there in the center. Why I'm doing that? I don't know. We'll see what happens. These top ones like this guy here, those, I'm going to end up cutting those off. It's going to take a lot of work, but these ones that are growing sideways like this here, I'm going to leave that. It's just these ones that are growing straight up. I'm going to keep cutting those off. Why? I don't know. Don't know. I just wanted to see if it would work and what would happen if I did. Nice little archway to go back to their little Roundup section back here. Pecan's starting to look like a pecan tree. It's still got a few more years, several more years before it goes in the fruit. Hopefully I'm around to see that. But this one here, it's a little small, but still cool looking tree anyways. You gotta have two different types. I have a Southern and an Elliott. Well, I have two Southerns and one Elliott. So hopefully I can get some nuts off of those someday. And I've been trying to get this avocado to branch out, just like a lot of those other plants. They just take those tips, cut the tips off, and force it to get more little branches on there. I want this to be thick. It doesn't want to be, it wants to be thin. You can see by some of the structure of it here, it wants to be thin. It doesn't want to be big and bushy. But I'm gonna try my best to force it to. It's a nice little avocado tree. It had some fruits on it, but then we got that super cold weather, and that was it for that. Those tied dwarfs, I did stick in the ground. I gotta come out back through here with a line trimmer, clean it up. I can't be carrying around heavy stuff still. It's uncomfortable for where they opened up my chest there. So the grass is getting kind of tall, but I don't know. I went through when I planted those. So hopefully they do well back here. It seems to be pretty decent soil. And it's heavy in sand, but what part of Florida isn't? It seems to be pretty decent soil anyways. Maybe I should go back through and mulch them and everything. Like I said, I don't want to be carrying around heavy stuff yet. I got a horsefly out here mess with me. I'm about to pull a Jackie Chan move on him. But it had fallen over in one of our storms not too long ago, and it fell over into the beautyberry here. I don't know why it doesn't have more of a root structure to hold it up right, but yeah, them's the breaks, I guess. I probably should go through and prop it up. Maybe I'll do that and when it's done fruiting. So if I don't upset anything. Root-wise and fruit-wise. You see all the fruits on there? I mean, it's just dripping with fruits. It's got about more fruits than it does leaves. That's pretty cool. Here's the red cat guava. There's not a whole lot on here. But like I said in a previous video, they've only been here for, what, a year? Not very long anyways. I think I just put it in the ground last year. And then it was thirsty like all the time, and everything I could do to keep it watered. and did go through and put some mulch and stuff around the bottom of it, but still, it was always thirsty, always unhappy. This year it looks to be a whole lot better. It got fried with that 23-degree weather too, but definitely a cool plant to have in the Florida food forest. We got this Mexican sunflower right here I use as a chop and drop, and I've been trying to in the last couple of years use it to help insulate some plants, keep them nice and warm in our cold weather. I had kind of mixed results last year. The year before that was pretty good. Last year, I think it was just too cold for too long here in the Florida food forest. But to say this stuff grows fast, that's an understatement there for sure. It goes twice the speed of fast. But I'd been going through and just chopping it about 4 foot, and here's a week's worth. At 4 foot, it's probably, well, that right there is like 10 foot. 10 foot, it's tall. It's really tall stuff. It's a good old chop and drop. Thai dwarf mulberry, and went through and took some cuttings off of to propagate a bunch. When you do that, sometimes you'll force it into flowering some more, and that's what it's doing. I hope to get some more fruits from that. Here I got the black turmeric coming out. This right here I had just thrown it on the ground. I didn't plant it, didn't bury it, no nothing. I just sat it right down on the ground, and bada bing bada boom, there's a bunch of black turmeric popping out. Really cool looking plants. You don't really have to do anything special for them, like apparently put them in the soil. You just throw them on the soil, and there you go. You got some more black turmeric. Longevity spinach just does not quit. This plant is insane. They got fried, completely gone with that cold weather here in the food forest, and it's back with a vengeance. But right next to that, I was going to show, this is the black turmeric I actually buried in the soil. There's not much of a difference between the stuff I threw in the soil and the stuff here. I'm still sick. I had come back from the hospital. I was back at work, and then I got sick again. And I ended up missing some more time from work. I keep hoping to see this Sabra fruiting someday. You know, I see people on different forums or whatever post their jabuticabas that are flowering and fruiting, and I come out and check mine. Oh my gosh, is it flowering and fruiting yet? No, it's not. I probably still have some time. It's a cool looking plant anyways. The very tips of this did get fried. I didn't do a whole lot of protecting for it. You live and learn, I guess. There's the big nay here. It went into flower. I don't know if those are gonna hold. I hope so. Because last year it had a bunch of little fruits on it like that, or which I assume is fruits after the flower. And I let it get too dry and I lost everything. The plant was really suffering last year too. I was having a scale insect problem, and that seems to be under control this year. I didn't do anything for the scale. I just went through and smashed and smashed and smashed and smashed. Same thing I did with my pawpaws. I just went through and smashed all the scales I could find, and I'd come out every couple days and do the same thing over and over and over again. And it looks like it's solved. There's a new big nay right there. Hopefully it does well. But there's all the plants I've kept in pots here. There's another Arayan guava. All kinds of interesting things through here. Finger subs. I got a friend that his is fruiting right now. Wish mine would. Maybe next year. Maybe next year. These weeds are non-stop though. Rose apple, that's looking nice. I'll keep that in a pot. The one I have in the ground is still tiny. It got fried. Another jabo. All kinds of different things out here. Suriname cherry. There's a lemon drop that definitely got fried. But I'm going to keep it in a pot. Keep it warm this winter. There's a canistel. My dog came out here, the new puppy came out here and was grabbed the branch of that and snapped it right off. She's a puppy. So hopefully I cleaned up it a little bit. So hopefully it'll come back Jeez, I'm still struggling to breathe. Well, anyways, hopefully that will come back. Sorry, I just had a bit of a coughing fit there. Didn't want to record that. Like I said, I'm still feeling under the weather, but I'll get to feeling better. There's a bunch of my seeds coming out. There's little lemon drops right here. You see one is coming out. And there's that guava that was right there, but it was too close to the fence, and the bonehead ducks were reaching over and plucking those little seedlings right out of their butt heads. So I had to move everything farther back. I should have known better, but you know, you live and learn. There's still a few left in there that are alive. And there's those sundrops. Sundrops are looking nice. Looks like there's only 3 of the 6 that came out. Oh well. But lots of new seedlings to start up potting. Lots of new seedlings to get moved up. There's some Batanga tuba right there, right there, right there. And I got most of them from the fruit form there. I've talked about a couple times in my videos here. Get most of the seeds right from there. And privet stoppers look like they're doing a lot better. Remember how it was all discolored on a couple videos back? It was all purple. Well, not so much anymore. So hopefully these will get big and mean and feed me some fruits. I'm really interested to try them. I haven't yet. I saw it on Flying Fox Fruits video and I said, oh yeah, I gotta have me one of those. So I got a couple. There's that last year it was a big Indian gooseberry, but that got fried in that weather there. Go through and pinch those tops off. Try to keep this short, just like the other one. Try to keep it short so it gets big and bushy instead of just big and hard to protect. I want to protect this in the wintertime. It's worth it. I mean, look, that's just by the look of the tree itself. It's sharp looking. Really sharp looking. Kind of reminds me of like the sensitive plants, you know, where you touch them and they all fold shut. Reminds me of that a little bit, but it doesn't do that. Again, it has the little pokies on it, just like the other one. Can't really do much to you. I guess if you're running through it buck naked, it might get you, but other than that, nope. Hope you guys have an awesome day. Bye-bye.